In the beginning of the drama, we see our female lead Young, who lives alone with her little sister Denny. Their father died 7 years ago. Since then, she has been raising Denny all by herself and carrying the full responsibility. For her sister, she has done so many small jobs, whatever came her way. But the poor girl is alone, weak, has no boyfriend, no relatives, and no support. So whoever comes along touches her and leaves. They take advantage of her and snatch away what's rightfully hers. Nobody pays her properly, and nobody feels sorry for her either. One time, she was sitting there, completely sad, helpless, and hopeless, thinking no one was going to help her. Just then, her phone suddenly rings. It was a call from a client who wanted to give her some work. She becomes really happy and says yes right away. She thinks to herself, finally, life is smiling at me. But dear viewers, not even a minute passes before life, instead of smiling at her, starts mocking her, because this client, just like the others, wanted to pay her very little and take advantage of her. Now Young's patience crosses its limit. She confronts him directly, gives him a proper piece of her mind, and hangs up on him. Just then, there's a sudden knock at the door. She snaps, and as soon as she opens the door, her landlady is standing there. The moment she walks in, she starts scolding. Do you plan on paying rent or not? You're already 3 months late. Honestly, I held back because I saw your condition. Otherwise, I'd have kicked you out by now. Today is your last chance. If you don't pay, I'll throw your stuff on the road and kick you out. Young, speaking very politely and respectfully, says, I swear, I don't have the money right now. I'm looking for work so I can pay you everything. Please give me 2 to 3 days. The landlady replies coldly, That's not my problem, sweetheart. Keep your problems away from me, and she gives her a hard shove. She was truly a stone-hearted and cruel woman. She continues, You have 24 hours. Either bring the old rent or pack your bags and leave. Young pleads once again, Just give me 1 month. I'll pay off all your dues and give you a year's advance too. I'll do whatever you say. Hearing this, the woman softens a little and says, Fine, wait till the end of this week. Otherwise, I'll call the police and have you thrown out. And that's not all, I'll defame you so badly at the crossing that no one in the whole area will rent you a flat. Now Young starts thinking about what to do, because she knew this woman was very cruel and could make good on her threat for the sake of money. So, before the end of the week, she starts looking for another apartment to move into with her sister. But before going to see the apartment, she stops to pick up Denny from school. There, she sees Denny fighting with kids from her class. She learns that the kids are teasing Denny because she's an orphan and doesn't have a father. They're even refusing to take her on their camping trip. Seeing this makes Young very angry, and she tells Denny, Who are these stupid kids bothering you? Leave them to me. I'll chew them up raw. Promise me you won't let them talk to you like that. Teach them a direct lesson. Denny says she's gotten used to all this by now, because she's alone, rejected, and has no father to protect her. Young feels very guilty that her sister is going through all this because of her. So she becomes determined to teach those kids a lesson and win back her sister's rights. She goes to the kids and tells them Denny will definitely go on the camping trip, whether they like it or not, and that she'll even buy her the best tent. Denny is overjoyed seeing her sister stand up for her and thanks her, but those teasing kids get even ruder and say, Fine, we know you'll buy her a tent, but can you buy her a father? We all have fathers. We'll all stay together, play, dance, and enjoy the campfire. And you and your sister will stay alone, rejected. You'll have no one, not even a father. Now Young flares up. What crazy kids are you, talking like this at your age? You're insulting me. What rudeness is this? Were you taught to bully from the cradle? Where did you learn such nasty things, you little worms? If your parents didn't teach you manners, I will. And she chases the kids. Denny tries to stop her and says, It's okay, I've already forgiven them. Now stop it, I'll get humiliated at school. Isn't it enough that they tease me for not having a father? Now they'll say, my sister is crazy. But Young doesn't care at all. She says, absolutely not. Today I will teach them the manners their parents never did. After Young teaches those kids a lesson, she goes to her job at the cafe, where her friend Leo also works. Leo is the only guy she knows in her life, and he's always stood by her since her parents' death. As usual, she starts pouring out her troubles to him and telling him everything happening with her and Denny. She says the kids at school are bullying her, those annoying boys, and today she confronted them and taught them manners. They say she has no father, and on top of that, the landlady is demanding rent, or she'll throw them out. He tries to comfort her, but she says, no need. Today I taught those kids such a lesson that they won't even dare talk to Denny again. He tells her, what you did isn't right. What if things get worse? And instead of stopping, they tease her even more. Now she feels guilty and admits she overdid it and got into it with little kids. She asks, so what should I do now to fix Denny's upset mood? As always, he decides to help her. He tells her he'll let her go home early today so she can plan a surprise for Denny, and he'll cover her shift himself. Not only that, he also gives her some money from his own pocket so she can buy Denny's favorite food, gifts, and toys, win her over, and make up for everything that happened at school. She becomes very happy and says, "Thank you, world's best brother." He replies, "Brother, before I leave, you get going." Joking, she says, "Okay, I'm off now to prepare everything Denny likes. Bye." At the same time, Denny is wandering the streets alone. She has nothing to do. She's completely alone, no friend, no family to ask about her. Just then, by chance, she sees a pizza shop where a father and his daughter are sitting inside, eating. This catches her attention, and she stands outside watching them. The man gets irritated and calls the shop owner, saying, "Look at that girl standing outside. We can't even eat in peace." The shop owner comes out angrily and shouts at innocent, sweet Denny, "Run away from here, girl. Why did you come here? Where are your parents? How could they leave you like this?" She tells him, "I don't have parents, uncle. I'm alone. They're all dead." But it doesn't matter to him that she's an orphan. He says, "Yes, it shows on your face. Now get lost from here." She becomes sad and stays silent, unable to even defend herself. Right at that moment, our male lead John passes by and sees right in front of him how this pig-like man is talking to that girl this way. He shoves the man and says, "Learn some manners before I teach you. How dare you talk to her like that? Even animals don't behave this way." The man says, "Who are you, bro? What's it to you?" He replies, "I'm her father. Got a problem? I'd like you to talk to me the same way you were just talking to her, and I'll break your face." The man gets scared, gathers some papers, and says, "Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know she was your daughter, boss." He says, "That's more like it. Improve yourself before I do it for you." Then he asks Denny, "What do you want to eat? I'll get it for you. Pick whatever you want, even the whole restaurant if you want. Money's no issue. I'll buy it for you." She becomes very happy and decides to tease the shop owner. She says, "I want the biggest pizza inside, and I want to eat it with you. Most importantly, the biggest pizza, me and you." At the same time, Young reaches home and prepares all of Denny's favorite food, then sits down waiting for her, so she can surprise her just as she'd discussed with Leo. She sends him a message that she's got everything ready. Just then, Denny suddenly arrives home, very happy and cheerful. Young, surprised, asks where she was and why she took so long. Denny dodges the question and says her mood was a bit off, so she was just wandering around until it got better. Young lovingly scolds her about her behavior at school today and tells her that she's prepared a surprise and all her favorite food to cheer her up. She says, "I made your favorite chicken. Come eat your fill so you can grow strong and beat up those bullies to defend yourself." Denny says, "No thanks, I'm not hungry." She asks, "Are you seriously still upset because of those bullies? They've killed your appetite, I swear." When I see them, Denny cuts her off and says, "No, it's not like that at all. It's not because of them. Honestly, I don't even care what they say anymore. I need to talk to you about something else that's actually really important." She asks, "What is it? What new drama have you brought this time?" Denny says, "No, this time it's something good. I'm going to ask you a question, and you have to answer truthfully. Don't you wish you also had a handsome, tall, and strong father?" She says, "Of course I do. That's even a question to ask? I wish I had a father too, who'd protect me, support me financially, pamper me, and beat up any bully or anyone who bothers me." Denny says, "I want that too." Young, a bit upset, says, "What have I failed to give you? I feed you, give you money, buy you clothes, what's left?" Denny says, "I swear I know you've never left anything lacking for me, never. But I still need a father, and so do you." She replies, "You're right about that. But where will we find a father from?" Denny, excited, says, "That's not your worry. I'll bring a father for you myself." Young is stunned and thinks she's joking. So, just to get through the night, she says, "Yes, of course. Bring one. Bring even 5 fathers if you want. We won't say no." She doesn't take the kids' talk seriously, but Denny insists and says, "No, I'll bring only 1 for you, not 5. You just have to wait for me. That's all. See how simple it is." She says, Yeah, why not? And since you don't want to eat, I'll just eat your share myself." The next day, Young goes to the cafe. Suddenly, an unknown man wearing glasses appears in front of her. He says, "Excuse me, are you Miss Young?" She says, "Yes, I swear I haven't done anything. I'm innocent. I'm just barely getting by in life." He replies, "No, you're misunderstanding. This time everything's fine. I've come for a good reason." She says, "So what has that little troublemaker Denny done this time?" He says, "Please give me a chance to talk, and I'll tell you everything you want to know. And when I say everything's fine, I mean it. I've just heard that you're looking for a father." She says, "What have you had to drink this morning, sir? We're at work. Stand up straight and talk properly. I'm a respected, mature woman. Why would I be looking for a father? These are just rumors. Me and my sister." He cuts in and says, "Honestly, I thought she was your daughter." She replies, "Well, I only had one father and he's passed away. God rest his soul. I'm fine. I don't need any father, I just need $100 to pay my apartment rent. Please, I'm begging you. Before the man can say anything else, John walks straight up to Young, calmly takes out his card and says, "Here, take this. I'm Mr. Joe." She says, "Nice to meet you, sir, but what exactly do you want? Keep your card to yourself." He says, "That's rude. The man standing in front of you will one day become your father." She says, "Oh, so it looks like both of you have lost your minds together, or you've both had something to drink. Stand up straight, both of you, and talk properly." "My father, who are you?" He says, "Relax, calm down, let's talk this over calmly." She goes with him to see just how far this nonsense goes, but as soon as she searches him online, she's stunned. She finds out he's insanely rich, practically a celebrity. He owns a huge company and is incredibly handsome. Every girl dreams about him. His 5 cars and a beachside chalet, a villa, this is enough to blow anyone's mind. She says, "I knew it. You must have gone down the wrong path, the drug path, and that path is very bad. Stay away from it." He replies, "All that stuff is banned? No, impossible. I don't take anything like that. Shame on you." She says, "So you're officially crazy. What happened that a handsome, rich, perfect guy that every girl dreams about comes to me and says he wants to be my father? Either you're a fool or you're messing with me. And I swear, I'm no use to you. Don't waste your time on a girl like me. I'm way below your level and completely broke." He says, "Enough talk. Give me a chance to explain myself and defend myself. Do you know a girl named Denny?" She says, "Of course I know her. She's my little sister. I raised her with my own hands. She's very sweet. But what does she have to do with you? How do you even know her? Do you have a thing for kids?" He says, "Just stop now. You'll ruin your reputation and mine both. Kim, secretary, give her the contract so we can end this nonsense right here." She says, "Which contract? What am I supposed to sign?" He says, "Just read it and let's finish this." Then the story flashes back to that same restaurant day when the two of them went to eat together. They decided to get to know each other, and John found out Denny is a very sweet and cute girl. Denny also found out he's rich, handsome, and attractive, so she became comfortable with him and decided to tell him her life story. She told him she's an orphan, alone, everyone rejects her, and she has no one except her sister who barely has time for her because of work, and she's bullied at school every day. He feels sorry for her and tries to cheer her up. She says, "Why are you talking to me so nicely and lovingly? Don't tell me you feel sorry for me because I'm homeless, or you want something from me. I mean, I'm so young, what could you even want from me?" She goes on, "Maybe you're into trafficking girls or something." He says, "Oh my God, stop, how do you know all this stuff?" She says, "That's exactly the problem, criminals don't look like criminals on the face. They're very careful. But honestly, your points sound logical. Even if you did have a plan, you're still cute, and I've forgiven you. Now let's eat, because I'm hungry." But unfortunately, she isn't able to cut her food herself, so he starts helping her. She admits she's really not hungry. He's surprised and asks why she was standing outside staring at the restaurant then. She says, "I wasn't staring at the food. I was watching that father and daughter and I felt really jealous, because I've never had a father or family. Except my sister, who's always busy working to feed us." John feels a lot of pity and sadness for her. An idea comes to him, and he offers to become her father. She thinks he's joking and says, "How and why?" He says, "Because I need a daughter and you need a father, this way we'll complete each other." She becomes very happy and can't believe it finally. Like other people, she'll have a father too. She says, "Deal." And whoever backs out of their word is blind. The story comes back to the present. Young learns the whole story. She reads the contract and says, "Your sister is crazy, and she needs someone just as crazy as her. No sensible person would do this. And you should be ashamed that you believed a 7-year-old's words and promised to become her father. If you felt that sorry for her, you could have at least not broken her heart with false hope." He says, "Honestly, I'm not joking with you at all. I genuinely want to become her father." But she gets angry and says she's not interested at all. When she gets home, she'll talk to her sister and put a stop to this nonsense. She warns him not to come anywhere near them again. All this talk is useless, and she has no interest. He calmly says, "Doesn't matter. Denny has already signed the contract with me in her own handwriting." She says, "Nothing you say matters. I'll talk to my sister and teach her manners." He replies, "It's clear your sister really needs a father with her. Didn't you see how she was looking at that father and daughter? Why break her heart like that?" She says, "And if you don't leave right now, I'll break your head. Are you out of your mind? There isn't even a 4-year age gap between you and me, and you want me to call you father? I'm already dealing with a lot. What do you want people to say? That I'm crazy just like you?" He says, "I don't care what people think. It's a win for both of us. Your sister needs a father, and I need a daughter. No one loses anything. Just try it once." She says, "Fine. I'll go with you and my sister and understand why you need a daughter." Now he decides to tell her the truth. He says his grandmother left behind a huge company, and in her will, she wrote that he would be the heir. But his snake in the grass uncle told him he wouldn't get anything until he got married and had a child. That was my mother's will, he says. When he consulted his lawyer, he learned the best solution was to create a false story that he was already married before and had kept his daughter hidden. Then, at the next meeting, bring her forward in front of everyone so he could get the inheritance, take control of the company, and save it from that greedy pig of an uncle. She listens with a cool head and says, "Quite an emotional story. But what does my sister have to do with all this? Keep your problems away from us. We already have enough drama and trouble of our own." He tries to convince her again, saying his grandmother loved that company very much. His uncle is greedy and wants to destroy it, and he wants to save it for his grandmother's sake. This finally touches her heart. She says, "Fine, let me think, and I'll give you my answer tomorrow." He says, "As you wish, but I've already prepared a surprise for you. I've arranged a house for you to live comfortably. I heard you're being kicked out at the end of this week." He was quite a cunning one. Not just that he says this whole act will only last for a month, after which everyone goes their own way. When Young thinks about it, she really feels this is an opportunity that won't come again. It was a really good offer, and it would be foolish to let it go. Still, she decides to discuss it with Leo, since he's her only friend to figure this out with. She asks him what she should do now. Should she agree to John's proposal and let him be her father for a month? Since it's all just an act, and in return, until they find an apartment, her sister will get a clean and safe place to stay. Leo advises her, "Listen to me, stay away from him, none of this makes any sense. How can some random man just show up out of nowhere and say, 'I'm her father'? Ever since I saw that guy, I haven't been comfortable with him. You and your sister should stay away from him." But when she sees Denny and her excitement that she's finally getting a father, she stops listening to her head and follows her heart instead. She takes Denny and heads to John's house. When they arrive, she's stunned to see such a huge, beautiful house. Denny is over the moon with happiness and says, "Finally, I have a big house. I can play and run around here freely." John welcomes her warmly and says, "Make yourself comfortable. We'll sit together and set some rules since we're living here together." She says, "Wait, no. What do you mean by living together? I thought this was all just for Denny. Why would I live with you?" He becomes serious and says, "I can't raise Denny alone. You'll need to live with me to take care of her." She agrees, but asks to delay setting the rules until she adjusts a bit to the house and to him. 3 days later, she brings Denny home, and John treats her very well, gives her pocket money, buys her toys and gifts. She's overjoyed. Whenever there's a school camping trip, he books it for her. And using this opportunity, he tells Young, "Now that Denny's moved in, this is our house. Let's sit down and set some rules." She says, "Okay, let's do it." He says, "First thing, don't touch my clothes, especially the ones you shouldn't look at. Everyone keeps their things private." She replies, "Got it, fine, my mistake for washing your clothes. Second thing, just like your rule, I'll set one of my own now. For example, those boxes you threw out yesterday, I could have sold them for $500. Understand?" He says, "Yes, you're right. I shouldn't have tried to turn you into a tidy person." She snaps back, "Mind your own business, I'm free to live my own life." He says, "Okay, moving on, third rule." She says, "Impress me." He replies, "In my house, you won't raise your voice. Only I can." She laughs and says, "Got it?" After this, she goes to check on Denny and messages her to ask how the camp is going. Denny tells her everything is going great, and her dad even called her, sent gifts and money too. Now her friends have started liking her, and no one bullies her anymore. Because of her dad, she's now become the cool and popular girl at school. Young is happy to hear this, and thanks John for taking such good care of her sister, and for finally giving Denny a chance to enjoy her childhood freely. Just then, suddenly a bug appears there, and she starts trembling in fear. He says, "Don't worry, I'll handle it." She says she's very scared, but he tells her not to joke he's scared of bugs too. Still, he moves forward, kills the bug, and she's impressed by him. Later, she tells Leo that John killed the bug she was scared of. Leo asks, "What was he doing at your house?" She says, "I didn't tell you, but yes, I've been living at his house for the past 2 weeks." Before Leo can react to this, an unknown man approaches Young, and she gets into a confrontation with him. But John arrives at exactly the right moment and confronts them harshly. Introducing himself, he says, "I'm Denny's father, and I know very well that your kids bullied her. I have proof photos and videos too, and I'll take all of you to court." When those bullies find out he's very rich and powerful, they immediately apologize. After this, Young's respect for him grows even more. She finally feels that she has someone strong who can stand by her and protect her, someone that nobody can easily mess with. Back home, she thanks him for what he did at the cafe. He was doing exactly what he'd promised, that no matter what, he'd protect her and Denny. He asks her to step outside with him and shows her the storeroom, where he'd prepared everything for their camping trip, so they could all enjoy it together. He always kept thinking about Denny, kept her happy, and treated her even better than a real father would. He tells Young that Denny truly feels like his own daughter, and for such a sweet child, whatever he does is never enough. Taking this opportunity, he talks to Young and apologizes for what he said about his uncle earlier. He realizes he's starting to like her. She bluntly asks if he has a problem being seen with someone. He says he doesn't care at all and in fact wants everyone to know they're living together like a family. He insists that she isn't some maid but a very important person in his life. She's happy and wants to know him better. She asks his favorite color. He says pink and asks hers. She says blue. Their bond grows even deeper, and she says she loves Denny very much and can do anything to keep her happy. Then, getting nervous, he finally admits that he likes her. She pretends not to understand and asks, "You mean you like me like a sister?" He says, "No, I like your personality. You raised your sister alone without anyone's support and gave her a good life. I really admire your courage and strength. I'm an orphan too. My mother passed away when I was little and my grandmother raised me. I want to save that company because it's her last legacy." Young's heart melts, and she sees that he's truly a genuine person. Her love for him grows even more. The two laugh and talk for a long time. Just then, suddenly, an unknown man appears and secretly starts taking pictures of the two of them. The next day, Denny returns from her trip, and Young runs to hug her. Denny is very happy. She tells her that John picked her up from school, brought her gifts, and all her friends are happy too. Just then, that same unknown photographer shows up again and starts taking pictures of all three of them, and Denny calls John Dad. He immediately calls Kang to report the situation. It turns out that photographer is actually Kang's secretary. At that moment, John is calmly drinking coffee when he sees Young coming down the stairs in a pink dress, like a princess. He starts thinking, what's going on here? Is she trying to attract me? She's wearing my favorite color, which I only told her about yesterday. He snaps out of this daydream. She tells him she's going to a friend's wedding and reminds him not to be late, because she has a surprise ready for him when she gets back. After this, he goes to meet his assistant Kim and asks what to do at the next meeting, whether they'll go according to plan and continue this act. Now John hesitates a bit, because he's genuinely fallen in love with Denny and her sister, and he doesn't want to put them in any danger. He knew Kang wouldn't let them go so easily. He tells Kim he doesn't know what to do, because he's gotten too attached to both of them. Kim replies that ever since meeting these two girls, his life has completely changed. They turned him from a cold person into a caring one. They've filled all shades of pink into his black and white life. Now he laughs more than before and can't take any risk of losing them or them getting hurt. Kim's words touch John's heart because everything he said was true. Young and her sister really had made his life better. That same day, he decides to confess his love to her and thinks about officially asking to be together in front of everyone. Now he doesn't care about anyone, not the company, not Kang, not anyone else. When the wedding ends, Leo offers to drop her home. On the way, she says she's hungry, so Leo insists on treating her to dinner at his own expense. Just then, her phone suddenly rings and she finds out that a photo of her and John has leaked online, sparking a rumor that she's trapped John in her web. Chaos breaks out everywhere. There's an uproar at the company, and everything falls apart completely. He immediately tries to calm her down and assures her that he's with her, and won't let anyone say a single word to hurt her. He packs up her things and tells her, "From today, you'll live with me. Forget that job. You and Denny will stay with me, and I won't let anyone harm you." He calls his mother to pay off all of her school's debts, and tells Young that he'll clear all her dues, and she'll live with Denny at his house. Before they could leave, John arrives right on time and stops her. He says he called several times, but she didn't answer, and he knows he needs to talk to her about something important. Leo interrupts and tells him to leave her alone, since he's already created enough trouble for her. John gets angry and says, "How dare you talk to me like this? Are you her guardian? Or is this your personal matter now? Let her speak for herself. Are you her lawyer?" Out of frustration, he finally lets out all his pent-up feelings in one go. He says, "Do you even know who I am? I've loved her for 7 years. When she'd say even one sweet word to me, I'd sleep on that alone and dream about it for 2 days. I told her that if there were 2 of her, they'd be like 2 moons, and if there were 3, they'd be a pyramid. Understand? I'm the one who will protect her." He realizes Leo might try to take her away, so he immediately confesses his love and says that he loves both her and Denny very much and can't live without them. He's ready to announce to the whole world that he loves her and never took advantage of her. He promises that if she asks for the moon, he'll bring it for her. Just don't leave him. He asks her to think it over and give him an answer, and says he'll always wait for her and keep loving her forever. She asks why he got so angry. Then he reveals that he's been secretly in love with her for the past 8 years, just waiting for the day she'd notice him. He says even though she went to live at another man's house, he still couldn't hate her. He loves her more than ever and was just waiting for her to say the word. He'll pay off all her debts, take care of Denny, and become her father, brother, friend, everything she wants. He promises to protect her and always keep her in his heart. She tells him that he's a very special person to her, exactly like the brother she always wanted, and she can't love him any more than that. But in reality, John, even though she'd only known him for 2 months, she'd already started liking him deep down. He'd taught her the meaning of love. For the first time in her life, she felt safe and so connected to someone that she wanted to spend the rest of her life with him. He respects her decision and says he'll always love her and will always stay close to her heart. Finally, she confesses that she loves John too, and he admits that he's loved her ever since he first saw her. He proposes that they officially become a couple and tell everyone about it. But she insists that first she needs to go back to the company, reclaim her rights, and only after that can they be together. A month passes, and during this time they become fully involved in each other's lives. At the company, he restores his grandmother's legacy, exposes Kang in front of everyone, and saves the company from ruin. After securing everything, he goes to pick Denny up from school and sees 2 girls bullying her there. He immediately steps in and says, "I'm her father, what's going on here?" He assures Denny that from now on, these girls will treat her like a friend and sister, and her loving father will take full care of her, bringing her toys and food. Then he goes to his heroine, who runs up to him and asks where he was. He hands her a card that reveals he's arranged all their wedding plans and promises her a grand wedding. He assures her that he'll always be with her and will never leave her or Denny alone. She says she doesn't need all this, she's already agreed. And the 2 of them head to the marriage registrar. And with that, our drama ends here.